Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hypixel Skyblock Ironman series. Today was going to be mining focused, but I have again decided to change my mind. Because today, I want to focus on something different to grindy skills. Because I want to focus on something fun. Combat. You can see I'm already combat 18, but I'm aiming to get it to combat 20 so I can use the superior dragon armor. If I drop that, that is. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself now. I'm thinking about doing dragons, but I should be focusing on the little upgrades. And the first one I can get is from my minions. All I have to do is collect them. Now that I have enough redstone, I can go into my accessory bag and grab out my personal compactor 4000 and craft the personal compactor 5000. And that adds 2 more slots to the personal compactor. There we go, first upgrade. Now we're 5 magical power away from hitting 100 magical power. Oh yeah, and I bought this void sword just to kill the zealots in the end, because it gets much more powerful with each ender piece you're wearing. And I also refused to buy this in episode 2 because of the price, but I'm rich now, so it doesn't matter. I just want to test the damage. So here we are, sharp raider sword, 2.5k, and spicy void sword. Okay, but at least the crit chance isn't 100%. Let me just do one more test. Raider sword, void sword. Yeah, void sword is better. Well, since void sword is better, I guess I'm gonna have to retire the raider sword. There he goes. Now that we've concluded the problem to that, I want to move on to one of the goals for this profile. And I am talking about slayers. And it is now one of the best times to do this, because we have Minister Aatrox. It would have been better if he was Mayor, but we have Mayor Marina, who's a fishing mayor. But that's still good, because the Slayer quests are half price, which means that a tier 3 zombie slayer will be 10,000 coins to start instead of 20,000. So it's going to save me a lot of money. Not that money's a problem if I give you a little bank update. 4.9 million coins. So yeah, Twitch broadcasting under okay. Anyway, yeah, money's not an issue. Anyway, since I haven't touched Slayers since episode 2, I've only defeated a Revenant Horror tier 2, and I want to at least get the tier 3 out of the way. So, oh yeah, and I have plenty of damage, so I'll have no trouble one-shotting these criticals. Oh yeah, and that's another thing that can happen with tier 3 and above Slayer bosses. It has a chance to spawn mini bosses, which basically just gives you lots more XP so you can spawn the boss faster. There's another one. And with this mini boss, the boss should spawn. Okay, tier 3 spawned. Hopefully I don't die. Lag? That was pretty easy. Well, I guess I should take the win of that Slayer not being too difficult and just claim my Slayer XP. And Zombie Slayer level 3. This unlocks something that I really should get. The Wand of Mending, which is an upgrade to the Wand of Healing, which I already have. And it gives you an extra 30 health per second. Only problem is, it costs a Revenant Viscera, which is crafted with 32 enchanted strength. Oh, and it costs 12 enchanted dark oak logs, which shouldn't be too hard, but it does mean that I have to switch versions, which is going to be a bit annoying. And I actually don't have close to the amount of Revenant flesh I need to make the Revenant Viscera, because I need 2 stacks of this and I only have 50 currently. So I guess I'll just do a couple more T3s since T4s are just too hard for me right now. Oh, and I didn't even realize it. I got an RNG drop from my last T3 kill, Undead Catalyst, and that's used to craft the Revenant Falchion, which is an upgrade to the Undead Sword, and it's the Zombie Slayer weapon. So that's cool, I guess. There's another T3 kill. And there's the last T3 kill. I got Foul Flesh, which can be sold to the NPC for 25k. So, yes please. Anyway, I'll come over to Maddox again and claim my Slayer XP. And, oddly enough, that's about all I want from Zombie Slayer for a while, since there's nothing else I could really get from T3s in the short term. And I can't do T4s yet because they just have way too much health and way too much damage. So I mentioned that I needed some string to get the Revenant Viscera, and luckily enough, Tarantula Broodfathers, which is spawned by spiders, drop string, and it's also a Slayer boss, so I guess we'll start one of these. Alright, I'm in the spider's den, ready to spawn the boss. Gonna take 9 kills to spawn. I one-shotted it. Oh, and I got another Skyblock level. Back to Maddox we go. Now to start tier 2, which is going to be slightly more difficult, but it's still going to be a piece of cake. It's spawned, and it's dead. Now, I want to try a tier 3, but alongside this boss, I want to fight another boss. And that boss is Arachne, which only needs 4 Arachne's callings to spawn. As you can see, this guy down here placed 4. And the reason I wanted to fight this boss was because this boss can explode into Arachne's broods, which give a lot of experience when it comes to spawning the Spider Slayer boss. And as a bonus, it gives you Luxurious Spool, which if you get 9 of them, it can be used as a very powerful power stone. Oh, and from the Arachne boss I have a chance to get Enchanted String, which is just another reason on top of the existing reasons that I want to do Arachne. I don't want to get help with this boss though, so I have to spawn it in the spider mound. Spawning? Might not be able to kill this. It's getting close to despawning. I actually couldn't kill it. It's really surprising. So apparently they revamped the Spider Slayer to make it really annoying from tier 3 and above, because it spawns these primordial hatchlings that have a lot of HP. So I'm gonna have to find a way to figure out how this boss works, because I have no idea. Well, I guess that's where I'm leaving Spider Slayer for now, since I'm not learning how to do an entire boss just to kill a tier 3. I'll do that later. And it doesn't matter, because I've unlocked the Sven Packmaster anyway. But before I do that, I'm just going to get the rest of the enchanted string that I need to craft the Revenant Viscera that I need for the One of Healing. There we go. I've obtained the enchanted string. I also managed to get the Dark Oak logs, which just meant that I had to switch versions and do some foraging, but that doesn't matter because we have the materials. So Revenant Viscera and Wand of Healing, Revenant Viscera, Oak logs, Wand of Mending. That's an extra third of healing on top of the healing I was already getting. So this is keeping up with my health, which is increasing drastically with every Skyblock level I get. Anyway, now that I have it, I should put the Wand of Mending to good use against the Sven Packmaster. And there is a good reason that I'm doing this Slayer, unlike Spider Slayer. And I am going to show you after I unlock the rewards, so send Packmaster 1. I will be spawning it in the castle, since I don't want to switch versions and go over to the park where they have the stronger ones. The tier 1 was another one-shot. Let's claim the Slayer XP. And there's the recipe. The Maddox bat phone. Now the reason this is very important is because I don't want to come back to Maddox every single time I kill a Slayer boss. That gets very annoying, especially if I'm on different islands. So this phone will help me a lot. I also get it as a reward for Wolf Slayer level 3, so I think I'm just gonna do that. There we go, tier 2. I actually got Wolf Slayer 1 and Wolf Slayer level 2 at the same time. And this is the main reason I was doing this. The Radiant Power Orb. You can see in its description, Orb Buff Radiant. Heals for 1% of max HP per second. It isn't a lot, but it will be something. And its upgrades are way better than this. Tier 3 spawning. And that's a tier 3. That was a little bit more difficult than the Zombie Slayer, but it was still pretty easy. Oh hey, look, got Skyblock level 40. There's another tier 3 kill. This time I'm only gonna do a tier 2, because tier 3s take a long time, and I only need 20 Slayer XP. Gee, tier 2s are light work compared to tier 3s. It took me like 2 seconds to kill. Anyway, I can claim this boss, and I've unlocked Wolf Slayer level 3, so I'm gonna collect that. And there it is, Maddox bat phone. However, I think I've done enough Slayers for now. So I just have to take a quick trip over to the mines. Oh, I forgot about this. I can get a talisman from Wolf Slayer. Alright, Red Claw Talisman. And that means that I should be at, 100 magical power. Okay, I'm in my mining gear. I just have to get 8 enchanted emeralds. And there we go. 8 enchanted emeralds. And Radiant Power Orb. And that's about everything I want from Slayers for now, so time to move on to something else. Okay, I'm moving on to dragons. You can see I've got 4 eyes, summoning eyes, so this will be my only dragon, and hopefully, just hopefully, I will get an aspect of the dragons. Okay, it's spawning. That's 2 old dragons I've got. I've only got old dragons from my eyes. Don't know why. But I still have a chance to get an aspect of the dragons. Please, game. Please. Please. Please, aspect of the dragons, game. Position 5. Okay. My heart is beating so fast right now. There's nothing stupid. Okay, let's go. Why? Why does it give me a dragon claw? Why? Oh. Well, it looks like I'm not getting the aspect of the dragons. Even though the dragons were a complete disappointment, I can at least get an upgrade from here. And the way I get it is by talking to Goober and complete the end race. And I have ender pearls, which will help me in this. There we go, race completed. Now I have to talk to Goober again. Now you have to run the race in 2 minutes. There we go. Now I have to run the race in 80 seconds. There we go. Now I have to run the race in 48 seconds, which might be a little difficult, but I'm sure I'll do it. Oh, finally. That was getting so annoying. Anyway, pig's foot. There we are. 110 magical power. Oof, that took a long time. I spared you the pain by not showing any of my fails, but in total that took around half an hour just for one 48-second race. Yeah, that was a bit painful. Anyway, since I've really completed everything I wanted to in this video, this is the end of it, and this is what we got. While I was killing zealots for the summoning eyes, I got combat 19. I completed all tier 3 slayer bosses except Spider, got a wand of mending, a radiant power orb, and this disappointment here. So this video was actually very successful, except for getting the aspect of the dragons. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you on the next one.